What's up, guys? This is Dave from Team Oven. Back from the dead. It's been forever since I played Yu-Gi-Oh, but since our boy Guru got announced, I am back. I just picked this up right in time for the Pasadena regionals, which I'll tell you guys about right now. Sorry I'm a little sick, by the way. I have been sick all weekend, especially during the tournament, so that kind of sucked, but either way, I'm here to report how I did. I got 35th place. It was top 48. I ended X2-1. I was X1 until the last round. I was table 7 last round, and I wasn't able to get it, unfortunately, but I still got my invite, which is really what I was there for. So overall, I can't complain. This deck performed really well. I think I could have done it a little bit better, only because I lost a lot of die rolls. But this deck doesn't do horrible going second. You have hand traps for that, and then you could kind of set up. Some floodgates could kind of get you back in the game, some of my tech choices and stuff. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'll explain my matchups at the end so you guys don't have to listen through all that before I get in. So monsters is a standard LCG lineup, so I'll put it over here. So 3 Guru, 3 Fiendus, 1 Archer, and 1 Umastrix. That's it for the Subterrors. I saw that the YCS Chicago list didn't even play Archer, which I have no idea how they did that. Might have won all their die rolls. I have no idea. But you have to play Archer. Some lists are playing 2. I think that's too much. Just keep it at 1. Archer is pretty good, especially with Guru flipping your opponent's monsters, and then your next play, your next summon is almost always going to be Archer. Unless it's Fiendus if they get over your Guru, but yeah, I tried playing more of either, I tried to play second Archer or another Behemoth for utility, but honestly, you have to keep it at this, like, ratio. Any more is too much, and I found that out through testing. And then for the hand traps, I am playing triple Ash, triple Veiler. Also, one thing I would change is, if I had enough money for it, because Extravagance is a lot, but I would change Veiler to Impermanence. That would have helped a lot because you can Impermanence on the start of your turn. Like, for example, the main monster would be for a Colossus, and then you could book the other Colossus with the Guru if they end up having 2. But Veiler was actually really good. And 2 Ogre. Ogre came up a lot, hits multi-rolls, hits the Lunalight scale that they keep looping. It hits a lot of different things. This lineup was pretty good. And that's it for the monsters. Next, for the spells, I am playing 3 Hen City, but I'm also playing a Necrovalley, and I'll explain that as well, because I'm playing a Metaverse, and I am playing 2. So this is kind of the field spell lineup. Necrovalley was insane, actually. I got off a lot. Necrovalley doesn't really hurt your deck, just because instead of like summoning Phoenix to bring back a Guru type of thing, you could just add another Guru. So it doesn't really affect that. That would be the only instance it would affect you, is if you're out of Gurus in your deck and you need Phoenix to bring back a Guru from grave, but that rarely happens at that point. You normally only see 1 or 2 Guru a game. Usually find the one that you set up with first, and then you don't really need to see it after that. So that was the field spell lineup. And then for the pots, I am playing 3 Extravagance and 2 Duality. Some people are playing 3 Duality, that's fine. I mean, I just don't want to see multiple of that, but I want to see this as much as possible. That's another thing. I never really played Extravagance. I only resolved it maybe twice or something like that. It's kind of bummed out. Excuse me. But yeah, I spent a lot of money on that card to even see it, so it's whatever. Scapegoat was a pretty good one of, it doesn't really conflate, like, people are like, oh, but if you banish the targets off Extravagance, it's like, well, I got the use out of Extravagance, and at worst cases is 4 tokens, 4 bodies. It's a one of, so it doesn't really conflict that much. It's not gonna do it. And then some people, I faced a Mare who wasn't playing a Cave Clash, and after talking after the match, we both agree Cave Clash is necessary. It's really good when you have a good setup and you add that. Once you resolve the first Cave Clash, that's pretty much, you know, you're gonna win that game. Once you add back that Phoenix, then it's like you're pretty much set to win. Cave Clash is OP, and Cave Clash is a Subterror card, so it makes a Guru quick play. So that's also another important. Traps. I'm playing 3 Metaverse. I'm surprised at any deck that's not playing 3 Metaverse, any Guru control that's not, because a lot of the times I would see, when I was testing without this, I would see like a Guru, but without the field spell first turn. And so it's like, okay, I have back row, I'll flip Guru next turn, but you need to see Hin City, absolutely need to see it as soon as possible. But once you get the first like flip search off of Hin City, whatever, then you don't need it. So that's why I'm playing Necrovalley after that, but you need to see it as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's gonna be really hard to gain the loop advantage. And then also, the fact that it's a chainable back row was really important during the tournament, because a lot of people are playing back row removal. They're playing dusters. They would play twin twisters. So that was the biggest one. Some people are playing the trap that you can activate from hand. That I forgot, but it was the one where it's a trap. It's like an MST, but you can activate it from hand if they control multiple back row. Like bunch of different back row removal, and so the fact that this is chainable really helped. Another 3 of is going to be Solemn Strike. I think it's mandatory. I didn't play any Warning or Judgment or anything. I just wanted traps that are really good going second, because I ended up going second a lot during the tournament. And then the only Floodgates I'm playing are 2 There Can Only Be One and Skill Drain. There Can Only Be One, I was playing 2 of this and 2 Gozen, which was pretty popular, but I just found out like that there was going to be a lot of back row decks as well, like Altergeist and Guru. There was a lot of Altergeist, Guru Control, Sky Striker, and it's kind of meh against those type of decks. Like this is good against, like, say, Lunalight or Thunder Dragon, whatever. But if you face a mirror match, like in your own type of control deck, then it's not going to be that great. So I only played 3. Skill Drain was OP. Skill Drain was like, you have to play Skill Drain in this deck. Because Final Battle, if you flip it and say their effects can be negated, then you can activate their effects under Skill Drain. And you're playing hand traps, so that's unaffected by Skill Drain as well. So Skill Drain is OP and won me a lot of games. Won me like 2 or 3 like games, I would say. But yeah, I would, like, for example, I got red rebooted, but they weren't able to kill me, so I would set this, and then I would flip it, and then just like the fact that Guru becomes like a 34 body with the effects still going off is like nuts. I think every list should play Storming Mirror, like any type of Mirror Force. Going second, you could just set it, and by that point they use a lot of resources into their boss monsters, so they're just gonna attack, and this resets for you, and then you're just able to like destroy them after that. I think you have to play that. It's just a reset button. And the last but not least, the best trap is going to be Final Battle. Only 2. I saw the Chicago list is playing 3. I think that's way too much. You're always chilling with 1. It was rare that I would get 2 on the field, because I'm always adding either Phoenix or even Cave Clash to get back the Phoenix, because that's your best play. But I would always have 1 in rotation. It would be rare that I would have 2 at the same time. So I feel like 3 would be too much, but that was the main deck. It was 42. Oh, and I forgot to talk about Metaverse. Also, the whole reason why I played Necrovalley was because, say I already have the setup, I already have like 2 Hidden City in my hand. Like I have 1 active, I have 1 in hand still. I have this. Instead of adding the 3rd Hidden City, it's kind of overkill. You could just activate this straight, activate Necrovalley straight to your field. If you're playing against like BA, if you're playing against, I don't know, even like BA, the Orcus deck, the PK stuff, they can't move anything in their grave, so they can't banish themselves, they can't do anything, they can't, so Necrovalley is really OP in the sense, I actually did that play, I would say 3 times in the whole tournament, where it would Metaverse straight into Necrovalley, and Necrovalley says that, like their effects are negated in the grave, whereas instead of preventing their effects from activating, so that means that you could activate this, and once Necrovalley's on the field, then anything that's trying to activate in the grave would get negated by Necrovalley's, like, if you get what I'm trying to say. You don't have to activate it preemptively. You could activate it in response to one of their grave effects, and then once it's on the field, it would negate the effect that's still happening in the chain. So I thought that was a good, cheeky interaction. On to I'll go over side deck first. I played 3 Kumungus. Shout outs to Jose, because I was going to play different types of kaijus, but he said, oh, go all earth, because in the case that you face someone else who's playing, say, Gozen or anything like that, you could summon, because technically you're summoning the kaiju, so if I have all earths and they have Gozen up, or even if I had Gozen up, because we were deciding, like, I took out Gozen last minute, but, like, if you were playing Gozen, you can't summon, like, a Gamma Seal because you control all earths and you're technically summoning. So if you're playing Gozen, or if you're playing, like, a mirror, then it's good to have your own earth to summon. So that's why you play 3 of those. I never used this, but it was 3 cherries. I didn't play Azathoth. I should have played Azathoth in the extra deck. And you could change up, like, my cherry target's kind of whack because I haven't played in a while, but cherries is alright. You can play different things instead of cherries. I'm not really too big of a fan, but since you don't need your extra deck, I was like, hey, I might as well play it. Never used it, though. Really, 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 really good. Swords of Concealing Light. I was thinking about playing Book of Eclipse, but then I was like, wait, that's a horrible idea, because, yeah, you flip all their monsters down and you're able to play, but our deck can't, like, push anything first turn. So their monsters, like, say, double Colossus Titan or whatever big board they have, their monsters would flip back up, they draw, and the problem's still there. Versus this says that their monsters are face down for two phases, 2 turns pretty much, and the fact that they can't flip themselves back up, that's really important. So you almost get 2 turns free with this card, and it puts them face down, they're stuck there, so Archer could just start picking away at that. So that's why I played that card. Then I'm playing Triple Duster. This card was OP. Nothing else to say, really. And then 2 Summon Limit and a Soul Drain. Soul Drain is super OP. Soul Drain is... Yeah, I played that the 2 times I played it, I think, during the tournament. I won. Summon Limit. It's only good going first, so that helped a lot. It also counts the negated summons, so if you strike a summon and the normal summon, and you flip this, then that's pretty much game. Like, the fact that it counts negated summons, and the fact that you could activate this after the second summon, because it counts the summons before, that's what makes Summon Limit OP. Extra deck's kind of whack. It's kind of whatever's you want it to be. I just played 3 Nightmares. Since I'm playing Scapegoat, I'm playing Spider, Karibo, Radiant, Borload, Boral Sword, 1 Trusbania, just in case it has to come up. Cherry's targets are going to be Isolde, Dante, and the Time Thief. I thought more people would play it, but not really. Like, this could have been Azathoth, it would have been way better. Would have done the same purpose. Last is just utility, because you have Gurus to level 4. Worst case scenario, you could get over a big monster with this, even though Final Battle pretty much does the same thing. But if there's, like, grave effects or something that you want to get over, this helps. And Cowboy, if you're stuck in your main phase during time, my draw, I would have won that if, like, I was, like, 10 seconds more, because I was playing against Sky Striker and he kept me in my standby phase, and he had the Sky Striker link that gains 100 per spell that you activate. So he tries Eagle Boostering. All he had on hand and on field were those 2 cards. And so standby phase, we're 8,000, he tries to activate it to win pretty much, and then I negate it with Fiendus, and then they call time, and so we're 8,000, we draw. But if I went main phase, I already had a Guru on field, and I had 1 in hand, so I would have just main phase made this, and then that would have been game. So I think you have to play Cowboy for those time constraints, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so that was my extra deck. Overall, pretty satisfied with how the deck did. I wish like, it was kind of hard going second a lot, especially, but like, the fact that you're playing hand traps helps. My matchups, I don't know in what order, because there was 9 rounds. It was a long day. I was pretty sick, so I don't remember all of them. I know I face Sky Striker, Guru Control Mirror Match. I face Altergeist. I face 2 True Dracos. I faced 3 Dino Thunder Danger. I faced Lunalight. What else? Like, let's see. Yeah, like, those are the ones I pretty much remember. My draw was to the Sky Striker. I think that was early. And then my loss was to True Draco. True Draco's probably this deck's hardest matchup. Just because it is and it isn't. So it depends how well they open. If they open like spells or traps with like a normal summon, and they just straight like set a spell, tribute over it, pop one of your important back rows, and you're like, okay, you kind of have to negate Fiendus, and then off the Fiendus effect, they activate their monster effect to search something else, and they just like keep going and destroying your board as they keep making their plays. Or if they don't open a monster, it's pretty much whether they open a monster or not. They don't open a monster and you're negating the stuff like Diagram and Desires and Demise, the stuff that gets them to that, then it's kind of like, oh well, there's not much they could do. They still destroy some of your stuff, but can pretty much control them until that point. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. I was so close. Top tables. Me and 4 of my friends were all in the top 8 tables at the end, and we all couldn't get it. So that was a bummer, but I'm trying to perfect this deck for LA in April, so hopefully I can top 8 that. But let me know if you guys have any other suggestions, any other comments. I'm thinking about trying to incorporate Trap Trick in it somehow. I think Chainable back row is going to be really good because a lot of people expect back row decks now. Or at least like they'll have Tone Twisters mained for sure, stuff like that. So that's why I think Floodgates, I only played 3. I think Chainable back row is really good, especially Trap Trick. So hopefully I could try to figure out something. But otherwise, I'm pretty satisfied with the build overall. Just let me know what you guys think. This is David signing out.